You see again where things are. It's sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia, which where we have a long way to go. Okay, even in the Middle East and North Africa, things are not that rosy because even those countries do not treat women as well as they should be. Okay, they are somewhat better only because there are very well-staffed and equipped health centers in those countries, and that's why they are better. But to get the right attention for a pregnant woman, you need the 3 E's, what they call as you need to have early diagnosis of a problem, and you have to have an emergency approach to taking them to the right place, and wherever is the right place, they should treat the problem almost immediately like an emergency. If they don't do that, then a mother can end up as a statistic. Okay? Again, this gives you an approximate idea of how women get birth attendance during delivery. Okay? Poorest women all over, region after region, it is the poorest women who are not getting birth attendance at the time of delivery. Look at it. Look at South Asia. Only 11% of them getting skilled birth attendance. That means 89% of women during delivery do not get anybody who knows how to take care of them at the time of delivery. Likewise, you look at East Asia and Pacific. 54% of the poorer women do not get birth attendance from somebody who is trained on how to take care of a pregnant woman. Another issue which is important, this is some countries, but I'm sure if you look for similar statistics in the US CDC database, you will find something which is alarming for this country is teenage pregnancies, pregnancies amongst young girls. And the younger a woman becomes pregnant, the more problems she's likely to have. Because the body is not ready to have a baby, and that's when they require a lot more attention. So there is a lot of growing evidence to say that we need to have better educational programs to counter adolescent pregnancy. Women should get pregnant when they are slightly older, then their body, mind, and the environment is ready to receive a baby. Otherwise, both the mother and the child to be born are going to have problems. Okay? HIV/AIDS, as of 2008, 33.4 million, or roughly 35 million, are people living with HIV. 2.1 million under 15 years and 4.9 million young people in 15 to 24 are living with HIV. So this is a disease of us, people in this auditorium, people of our age group. That's the real issue. So it's not a disease to be thought of as a virus. I'm sure you would have had other classes, but it is a disease that is about behaviors, about the way we treat women, the way we treat relationships. One fortunate thing is now the medicines are available, it's possible to treat, but even before going that route, this is one of those diseases where you need an ATM card. You know what is an ATM card? This disease requires huge investments in terms of treatment cost. There is this global fund for AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, which is ATM, right? This is the fund which gives money to countries for treating their population for HIV/AIDS. So this is one of those ATM diseases. So only those who have access to ATM can find treatment. So it's a disease that requires huge money, huge investments. And yet, it is the poor who suffer more because they don't have the education, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have access to condoms, and so on. So it's a kind of an enigma because it requires huge investments to treat the disease, But the people who suffer the disease are those who don't have access to any either information or knowledge or the tools. This gives you worldwide distribution. I will run through them. You will have them available, so I will want to prepare. What's an important thing is about imagine those families, whether it is in this part of the world or in Africa or anywhere else. If parents die, we talked about in the earlier item about parenting. If the parents are not there, then the children are growing up without their parents, immediate parents who can care for them, who can try and make them ready for school. Not just make them ready for school, make them ready for life. So there are, before coming to this current job, I lived and worked in Eastern and Southern Africa. I've seen houses after houses in Malawi, South Africa, Tanzania, everywhere. Houses after houses. The head of the household is a boy who is just 13 or 14 years old. Because both the parents have died. Or there is a grandmother taking care of about 30, 40 children. Because all her sons, daughters, daughter-in-laws and son-in-laws have died, and she is taking care of about 8 or 9 families, children, and she is a retired woman who has knees which are not functioning, who cannot walk. So imagine the way these families are growing up. So there are 14.1 million kids in the world in 2008 who had lost one or both parents. And imagine the world for them. And those are the kind of issues that HIV/AIDS epidemic is tackling. Drinking water. I hope all of you know that New York City water is safe for drinking. Do you agree that it is safe?
Yeah, it's water.
Huh?
He said it has the cleanest tap water in the world.
And yet, it is probably per capita highest consumption of bottled water. Imagine the way we treat resources. The water, just the simple resource of water. On the one hand, as our young friend said, it has got the cleanest water in the world, and yet we have per capita highest consumption of bottled water. And there are countries after countries, and probably many communities right here in this country who may not have access to drinking water. Not necessarily. I don't mean to say this country, this continent. Go to other parts of Northern and Southern America. You will find there are countries which still do not have the ability to give safe drinking water to their population. So one good thing is in 10 years from, okay, not 10, 28 years, you see sub-Saharan Africa, it's more or less remained the same. From 15%, only 16% it has increased. You look at in South Asia, 18 to 21% have piped drinking water. This blue one is improved drinking water, which means if they were having a pond, unprotected pond, now probably they are using boiled water. That's what it means. So together, in 28 years, in sub-Saharan Africa, it has actually gone up from 49% to only 60%. So only 11% increase in 28 years. From 18 years. In 18 years, only a very small difference. So we have a long way to go. Likewise, you look at, this blue should also eventually become this black, right? Because that is piped water. This is still, it says improved drinking water, which means they are previously having untreated pond water or stream water, and now they are using chlorinated water in some form or the other. Because somebody is giving them bleaching powder or chlorine tablets, and they are treating them, or somebody has taught them how to boil, at least for drinking, and they are having an improved resource. But they still are not anywhere near the rest of the world in terms of fight drinking water.